this video, I'd like to talk to you if you're deciding that you want to be a landlord and some of the practical tips that I think are important to think about. In future videos, I will talk about if, for instance, you're a veteran or if it's FHA or if it's conventional financing, what some of those nuances of the programs are for multifamilies. Let me just talk about just some real simple tips that if you're thinking, hey, I want to be a landlord. Now, one of the things that I think is an important tip is know your personality. I didn't make a good landlord. I'm 100% upfront with people and an open book. I'll tell you, anytime I got a text from a tenant, I would fix stuff right away, but my blood pressure would go like that. I just didn't want to deal with it. I love the idea of when the checks came in, but I didn't like the idea of having to fix stuff. So if you don't have that personality or if you don't have that network, you really got to think about that. Now, let's say that you do. And let's say that you're excited about that. Another tip I love to give to people is bank half the rent. So this is really simple. Let's say, for instance, it's a 2-family and you're getting $1,000 in rent. And let's say for 5 years, you bank half the rent, but maybe 2 out of those 5 years were not good years. For whatever reason, maybe you had some vacancies, maybe you had to do some repairs. So let's say that for those 3 years, the 3 out of 5 of those years, you were able to save half the rent. So we'll take 500 times 36 months. At the end of 3 years, you've got $18,000 that could either maybe go towards another down payment or just to make you feel more comfortable to have savings in the bank. The other thing that I like to tell people is when you have a home, if you can bank $2,000 to $4,000 a year for the oh crap stuff, you're miles ahead of the average homeowner. Things will go wrong. Most times you're going to get a home inspection when you're buying the home, but that's only going to take you so far. Eventually things need to be fixed. They need to be replaced. And I'll oftentimes speak to a client years later, maybe talking about a refinance or maybe helping them get pre-approved for their next house. And I see a lot of debt, and no judgment on that, but I just wish that sometimes people would be able to follow those tips. So if you do that, again, you're miles ahead of the average homeowner. Like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. And I'll be sharing more tips on multifamilies based on loan programs coming up in subsequent videos. Thank you.